great to meet you. I'm looking forward to getting into your book. And I want to begin our journey into your world by asking you this. 5 years ago, this pandemic was changing so much about our lives. How did you get through that pandemic era, and how has it changed the way that you do things today?
Well, I mean, I can like if I have to talk about a pandemic, I'll be talking about everybody because it was just not me specifically,
Right.
but everybody in general. Because being on a lockdown, you can't go anywhere, you can't really do anything. That's kind of that was kind of tough, but some people needed to work too. I mean, there was essential workers that had to go to work. People had to put food on the table for people because if everywhere was closed, let's say the grocery stores were closed or the doctor's office was closed completely, some people, there might have been a lot of casualties and stuff like that. But there were people that were there impacting people, ensuring that people were getting treatment, people had food on their table. With me, I was writing too, because it was a great opportunity to write as well, to write some of my stories and poems that I have right now. So, I mean, I think it was pretty much the same for everyone, the
Yeah.
same experience that we all had, because you couldn't really go anywhere. So a lot of people bet their dreams at that time. Some people had things they needed to do. I mean, it was pretty tough.
So let me ask you this. I
So how
know
did
there's
you get through that as well?
I, you know, I have a jazz radio show, so I really amped up. I'm an IT technician for a school district, so we were an essential worker, but I have a jazz
Oh
radio
yeah.
show. So I interviewed a bunch of jazz musicians, really
Mhm,
interviewed more than ever before, and it was really revealing, and it was actually wonderful. I mean, there was a
mhm.
lot of legends and a lot of people that typically are on tour that were home. So I got to tap into some
Oh wow.
musicians, so there was a lot of those things, but I think, as you very well know, being a creative, being an artist, and being a
Yeah.
writer, that it was a fertile
Mhm.
playground for being a creative. There was a lot
Yeah,
going on, right, to tap into.
absolutely. I agree. Hmm. I
So,
agree.
yeah. But let's get into all of that. There's so many things that you do creatively. If I put you in front of a bunch of 12-year-olds right now at a school, it's career day,
Yeah.
and one of the kids wanted to know what you do for a living, how do you answer them?
I'll just say that I'm I'm an artist. I could say that I'm not I'm an artist. I could say that I'm a teacher as well because I mean that's part of my background too. Um, I could say that I'm a writer. So I think that in a nutshell, I could say that I'm an artist. That's what I would say.
S-
Because I think that when you're teaching, you're creating as well. When you're whatever you do, I think that when you're in the arts, you're creating, whether it's teaching in the arts or whatever you do. Even if you have to be, let's say that you have to be a lawyer, for example, that's an art as well. It's an art of speaking, an art of defending people, art of research. So all these are, I bring all this under art as well.
So when
So that's
you,
what I would tell the kid.
yeah, so when you were 12 years old, what was your dream job? What did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh my. When I was 12, I bet I was singing. I was just going all over the place singing, doing a cappella, just getting excited about that, drawing stuff. I would do anything possible. I was trying out my mom's machine, like sewing on her machine. And I remember that I got the needle got hooked in my hand at one time. So there was just no specific thing that I knew that I always had this art in me that I would eventually become someone that was very artistic and into these uh into the act of being a creative. I knew that it was gonna boil down to that, but I also wanted to go to school too. But one of the things that I had a passion for was defending people. Like I had a passion for fighting for rights, people's rights. So I just kind of saw myself as an advocate for people. So the first thing that came to mind when I eventually went to school was being a lawyer, but I couldn't specifically say that I had that dream when I was 12 years old. But being a singer, doing art was something that I really craved when I was 12 years old.
So, what were the foundational elements of your childhood? Take me back to where you were born and raised. How did writing and becoming an artist, how did that become a part of your world and your life today?
Okay, so first of all, I was born in Nigeria, as you already know. I'm a Nigerian American. So, like I said, it started with singing. I had passion for singing, so singing has always been in my family. My dad was a singer. He was in the choir. He played instruments. Could play the guitar, and he even had a piano, a keyboard. And I think basically every one of us in the family we could sing, and had the, we always had our own family a cappella and stuff like that. Apart from going out with other people who were like way older than I was, because they had lost someone that was in the group at that time, and they needed a quick replacement. And here's me. I'm very young. I could sing very well. I had to replace that person. Apart from that, my family dynamics, my sister and I always went ahead singing a cappella in places too, in churches and stuff. So being a singer was something that I really wanted. So, and I wanted to become as well. And in terms of the art, I started drawing and painting was something that was in me. I started with cartoon characters first, like some of these characters in cartoon with funny faces. I don't know what they are called right now, but I started off with that, and then I started to progress on that, and then my writing as well started at that time too, when I was a teenager, and my teacher was quick to pick on that eventually, and that kind of gave me the confidence that I had that I could. I mean, this could be something potential for me. I could really pursue this thing because I really was just writing, but I did have that passion. So these were things that grew up with me as a child, and just, you know, I remember I needed to have an easel for painting. My dad was quick to get it for me because the easel, I mean, then kids don't even use easel to paint. You just like put you just put your book on your table and paint. But my dad was quick to get me the easel because he could see that I had this passion in me, the artistic passion, and I was very good at creating stuff too, not just cartoon characters, like creating live scenes, sceneries, and all. So he was really impressed by that. So to encourage me, he bought everything I wanted that had to do with art. He would get it for me: the easel, the brushes, the paints. Even though kids my age weren't doing any of those at that time. And with regards to writing, like I said, got the kick from my teacher, but I was just writing and hiding all this stuff and not letting anyone see it. Even my parents didn't know that I could write. My dad was the started first as a teacher, eventually became a school principal. But even then he was into writing as well, but he was more like academic writing. He didn't even know that I could write and stuff like that. But there was a something that I wrote. I gave him to read, and he read it and said, "Well, this is really good," because I wanted him to judge me on the academic side of that work. He really told me, said, "This is really good." He said, "How did you come about this?" And I told him. They eventually realized that I have this passion for writing. I could create stuff and storylines, and that would really impact people. So it kind of gave me that encouragement that I needed to continue on my writing and my art skills and all of that. It kind of encouraged it, but they didn't like see it as something I want to stick to. But they also encouraged me to go to school as well, which I eventually did. And I graduated, went into law briefly, I studied law, credited, called, and then before eventually started writing again. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's totally it. So I'm curious, who's been kind of an inspiration for you? Who have been, whether in your own life or artists or writers, who's been inspirational?
Um, I want to give the credit to my parents. I would say that my parents were very inspirational to me. Because first of all, I did tell you that my dad sang too. My dad sang in the choir until he passed, you know. So I saw the passion in my dad too. It was just a passion that really become a steady um should I say a steady hold or whatever. I don't know what that word is, but it was something that has really been in my family singing. Like we used to call ourselves the Von Trump family, like those are people, these people that sing, because everybody in my family can sing, and we all do parts, and so that was really inspirational for me. Other than that, in terms of singing style, I kind of like Mariah Carey. So when I started singing at first, she was one person I really liked a lot, and I listened to her music a lot. And then there was also Anita Baker too. I kind of liked her pitch bending and all of that. So there was some that was those were artists that I really listened to and just really like their singing styles. But at the end of the day, I've come to like a lot of artists as well, and I just don't know which one to pick from. So basically, I just like music in general. So I'd want to give that credit to my parents as my inspiration, my family.
S- So if you could meet one artist or one writer alive today and spend some time with them,
Mhm.
is there anyone you would love to meet and talk to?
Yes, I mean, I do like a couple writers as well. I like Emily Henry, for example. I like her writing style. Uh, there's a bunch of them that I can like remember their names off of my head, but there's a bunch of them that I really like, and I added to my press release that I really like them. Kind of like the style in which they go, the romantic style, because I, as a, as a gospel Christian writer, let me use the word Christian. So as a Christian writer, I wanted to incorporate uh, some romance into my work. So these were people that were very, very vivid, like there's Shannon. Um, so I really wanted to incorporate all this into my work, not their style, but just how they are able to blend romance with some religious people. I mean, a religion. Some those are really religious. They were Christians, but they also wanted to write some really spellbinding romance, really, really intriguing romance storyline as well. So these were things that I also felt that it would be very inspirational for my readers as well, not just a clear-cut Christian book.
So, what is the inspiration for you every day to wake up and to create? This being an artist can be a thankless world. There's not a lot of money sometimes. It can be a hard
Mhm.
thing. What is it that inspires you to keep that creative spirit alive every day?
Well, I just feel that it used to be like in the past when they said artists are no longer creative. I think that a lot of artists are really impacting the world now. People are getting to really being creative and inspiring a lot of people. And I believe that they're also making money out of it as well. Probably in the past when art wasn't really this um where it hadn't had an impact like it has now. Perhaps maybe people were not making money, but I think they are. So when I wake up in the morning as an artist, I look forward to what's the new thing I'm gonna work on today. So that's the thing that I want to look forward to? What's the thing that I left yesterday that I was working on that I think I want to improve on? And what's about today that's going to change today that I can talk about, that I can put either in my arts or in my creative writing. So these are things that I wake up every morning, I want to do something different, something uh add a little touch, a little spice to what I'm doing, probably see the world in a different way than others are seeing it, and seeing how I can impact someone. So that's one of the things that I really crave, like how I can impact or change life, and how different can I make yesterday? How different can I make today from yesterday? So these are the things that I kind of like to wake up to. Like today, for example, I woke up, I didn't see your text at first. Like I didn't see the message at first that you had sent me the link. And I woke up like, how come I woke up? I went to bed really late, and now I woke up so early. I'm about to go back to sleep. I said, okay, let me check my phone. And I saw your message. I'm like, oh, I gotta get up now. So that was something I had to look forward to too, like today. Like, oh, I gotta look forward. I gotta be in this meeting today. So again, so I mean that's part of being creative as well. Try to reach out and say something that's going to inspire someone. So that's something too.
Well, and you have a new book, X-Rays of Little Hopes, through Atticus
Hmm.
Publishing. Talk to me a little bit about this book, the adventure of starting it and having it actually come to life.
Yeah. So first of all, I always start with my titles in my any creative work that I do. So I had a title first, and then I started to build my story around it. And when I started with my characters, I had a bunch of characters. I started to eliminate some actually. Um, Well, it is pretty exciting for me when I started. But one goal I had, like I already said, as a Christian writer, I wanted to create something that could cut across, not just for the Christian, not just for the Christian genre, but for genres that could cut across everybody else, regardless of who they are. Someone who is not a Christian can pick up the book and read it. So I had to really build my storyline around that. First, I had to uh, create things that will impacts the society in general, that touches on various subjects in the society. And then I started building from that. And then I started fixing all these areas where the romance is gonna come in and all of that. And by the time I was done doing that, I knew I had reached my goal. In terms of building the characters, I particularly picked the names of the character like Prudence, for example. I know there's a Prudential, and just means I wanted to say Prudence, but I said let me make it a little, let me change it a little bit and make it Prudential, give that character that name, and just if anybody was trying to read meanings to that name, it means to be Prudence. So my storyline just had to do with being able to use your common sense, being able to be um, to think on the spot and be wise and decisions we make, because a lot of us make decisions that are totally either they're working for us or they're working against us. And some of us are impacted by the decisions we make. So that's one area that my book was going to. So I wanted to create a storyline that would make people think about the decisions they make. Sorry, what is on that? The decisions they make and how it's going to impact them in the long run. Having to um so in other words, you have to make very wise decisions, judgments. And then I also wanted to deal into the theme of judging people too, because a lot of people are just based, they kind of want to look at people based on the judgments they received. So in other words, the perception of people of another person has to be based on the judgments around the person. So I needed to create that team where people are less judgmental of people, because people need a lot of help. If everybody is judging everybody, someone is judging, or people are judging people, those people are not going to come to that point of to that point in time where they have to actually see people for what they actually need, what the help they need, or someone is going to listen to you. So that aspect of less judgment was something I wanted to create, and just also wanted to create that people are very normal. People are normal. Nobody's perfect, because at the end of the day, we all have flaws, and just because the person made a mistake does not mean that they have to carry it. It has to be held over their head forever. We just have to understand that nobody's beyond mistakes, but being able to bounce back from that mistake is what's important as well. So I needed to create that avenue too, where people can have the opportunity to get back on their feet and not just left right there, because if I had created that scenario where she didn't get any help, so it means that for me, I felt that I would have failed in my storyline. I felt that way. So I needed to create that avenue where she could get help and people would come to her aid when she needed it most, which I think we all need today. Because so many people are going through so much that they just need someone to listen. Even just if you would just listen to them and just not say a word, just listen to what they are going through. That means a lot to them than even if we were to give them money, because some people just need an ear, listening ear, because uh, some people don't have that support at all. Even within their own families, they don't have that support. Uh, so that's something too that we can do for someone. And by the time I was done, I also wanted to give the book a happy ending, while I'm not going through the entire story. So it's basically so I would say, in a nutshell, it was a story of a woman who fell from grace, who hit rock bottom and was able to trace her food back, but she made a lot of mistakes, and then she was able to realize her mistake, but she was able to get the help that she needed, and then not being judged was the most important thing that helped her get to the point she was eventually, and to be able to find her feet. That less judgment, people who were there to support rather than see all the faults that she had. She made terrible mistakes, and then she also got support. So that's huge, rather than being on the slaying side. Like someone is they're gonna murder people with their mouth. They're gonna so a lot of people can't even rise from where they are because people have beaten them down with their lips and their mouth. So much negativity coming from the world. So I wanted to at least touch on that area. Maybe that can inspire someone.
So, of everything that you've done up to this point in your life, what are you the proudest of?
What was that?
Of
Oh,
everything that you've done and accomplished in your life, what are you the
mm.
proudest of?
I think I'm quite. I don't think that I'm proudest of anything specific in my life, because all the things that I do were unique. Singing, people still sing now, still write songs. I still sing. I didn't put on my profile that I sing, but I do. I've just written my first book. I have others in the pipeline. I went to school. I mean, I had a very prestigious um, educational background. I mean, a lot of people I mean, want to go to court. Now, I still consider myself in the legal field, but um, so I just think I'm proud of where I am as a whole. So I'm not going to take one from the other. Proud of everything that I've accomplished. I'm just beginning, so I haven't really hit my mark yet. I'm just starting. I'm just finding my feet in the writing. in the writing arena. So, but I believe that I'm heading somewhere.
I love it. So if anyone wants to pick up a copy of X-Rays of Little Hopes, check out your work, any of the good business in your world, where do they go?
Yeah. So my book is on Amazon for now. It's on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and all online bookstores. I believe it's like 40,000 stores anywhere books are sold. That's where they are.
Okay.
And then if they want to reach me as well, uh, they can they can reach me via Instagram. That would be you can also reach me via Facebook, which
Okay.
would be that would be Mercylyn Odibo writer. So
Good
that's
deal.
my Facebook page. Yeah, then the link will be Mercylyn Odibo books. I think that's the link. So
Okay.
that's how they can reach me. And I believe my website will be Mercylyn Odibo things, and I'm on Goodreads as well. So if they want to check me out on Goodreads, goodreads.com, that'll be great as well. Sorry I didn't send you any of these links. It was
No, you're
just,
fine. No, I have some links. I will put those in the show notes. It's been wonderful to meet you. Thank you for such a wonderful story. Thank you for your time today, and best of luck. Have a great holiday season.
thank you so much. Would you like